Hey guys, welcome back to Bad About Skin. In today's video, we continue our skincare showdown series that I'm running here on the channel, where we look at the absolute best in class and the total fails around each and every skincare ingredient. We've already touched on vitamin C's, we've talked about growth factors and peptides, and I pulled them all together in a playlist, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. But today, it's the turn of retinoids, and gosh, do we have a lot to talk about. Retinoids are often termed the gold standard when it comes to anti-aging, boosting collagen, smoothing fine lines and wrinkles. But it's a bit like the Wild West out there with so many amazing products to choose from, but a lot of really dodgy ones too, and it can be really hard to know who are the good guys and who are the ones to avoid. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk all about it. Sit back, relax, let's start the retinoid showdown. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my personal favourites and, of course, fails in the retinoid category. Hopefully, this will help you guys work out the right one for your individual skin's needs. However, with so many different forms of retinoids out there, I want to hear the one that you go for personally. So, reach down into the comments section, leave the hashtag, and then follow it with your retinoid of choice. Are you team adapolene? Are you team retinol? Do you stick to the holy grail tretinoin or something else? Let me know your personal retinoid favorite, the form that you reach for. That way we can see really what the Mad About Skin community are using. Whatever your personal favorite retinoid, make sure if you're enjoying this video or at any point you think, yes, this is a series that I want to follow and watch, that you reach down and give the video a big thumbs up and a like. I'm going to be sharing with you my personal favorites today, but just note that all of these recommendations are sponsorship and paid partnership free. I don't take any coin from any brands because I think by turning down the coin, it helps me to retain my independence. So if you appreciate truly independent, unbiased skincare advice here on YouTube, the best way of supporting me is by liking any video. Now, without further ado, I think it's time we cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So as I say, those of you that have already watched this series through its various episodes will be used to the format by now, but I'm going to start with some phenomenal, best in class, Hall of Fame retinoids, demonstrating what are really good things to look out for when it comes to choosing a retinoid for your skincare routine. We're then going to switch to those less positive vibes and talk about the Hall of Shame, those products that I really don't think are worth a place in your skincare routine and the reasons why. This isn't really about naming and shaming any particular brands, it's about learning from some of the pitfalls in formulations, things to avoid. But as with everything in life, I like to start with those positive vibes first. So let's talk about what's really good in the retinoid game. Well, first up, look for formulas with added moisturizers. Now, it doesn't really matter what form of retinoid you go for, this really stands. Moisturizers are key because retinoids can be some of the most drying ingredients in skincare. Even the most gentle retinoid formulations do risk stripping and drying the skin to some extent. This can often be the reason that people turn their backs on retinoids. They think, you know what, I can't do with the dryness, the irritation, the almost tight skin feeling, so I'm going to abandon my retinoid and just skip it from my skincare routine. If you do that, you're missing out on a lot of anti-aging opportunities, and the best way to counter this side effect is by opting for a formula that has added moisturizers and humectants to really offset any potential dryness. There's a couple of real holy grails that I want to call out in this category. First and foremost, let's talk this. This is the Geek and Gorgeous A Game. Now, they do 3 strengths. They do the A Game 5, they do the A Game 10, and the A Game 20. Start with the 5 and work your way up, but all of them are packed full of moisturizing ingredients, humectants, and calming and soothing components. This way, you're getting a high dose of retinol in this case, which is one of my personal favorite retinoid forms, but with far less risk of side effects and irritation because of a quality formulation. This also demonstrates that you don't need to break the bank to get that hydration, because in here, you've got all that hydration, that beautiful dose of retinol, and these are really, really inexpensive. Geek and Gorgeous is one of my favorite drugstore skincare brands, and yeah, this is a good example of not just packing a product full of a retinoid, also thinking about that wraparound formulation and how you can improve user experience. I love this, and it's been my go-to for years. Another great example of a super hydrating retinoid is this one. This is the Medik8 Crystal Retinal. Again, in keeping with Geek and Gorgeous, they have a range of different strengths. I think they now have 8 different strengths. So you can start with the lowest, work your way up to really help your skin to get accustomed to what, again, in this case is Retinal as the preferred retinoid. This is one of the most hydrating formulas I have ever found. And it just means that if you use this, even if you go in with one of the higher dose options, you won't get that sensitivity, that dryness, that tight feeling, because they've really thought about that formulation. This actually was one of their celebratory anniversary editions, which is why it's super spankly. They don't normally come with this amount of crystal action, but I love Medik8. It was the first retinoid I actually reached for, and I had such a great experience because of that key formulation. So formulation really matters, getting that dose of hydration alongside your retinoid. However, another thing that you might want to consider when it comes to choosing one for your own skincare routine is a multi-purpose retinoid. Gone are the days when I look back to maybe 3 years ago where if you wanted a retinoid, that's pretty much all you got. You bought a retinal serum, and the main component of it was that retinoid, and then you had to fit it into your existing skincare routine. Well, in 2025, streamlining is a huge trend in skincare, how we can get maximum value whilst also using the minimum number of products. It saves time, it saves money, and I am all for it. So just know that there are now some game-changing retinoid serums out there that have multi-purpose formulations, multiple different actives, and can almost be like a 2, 3, or 4 in some cases in one serum, helping you to streamline everything down. One of my personal favorites is this. This is the Allies of Skin Retinal and Peptides Repair Night Cream. Again, common theme in this video, they have multiple different strengths. I think they now have 2 strengths of this, a medium and a high strength option. And the reason I'm talking about this as being a real holy grail is just the number of different ingredients you've got in here. You've got your peptides, fantastic, so this replaces a peptide serum. You've got antioxidants, so it represents an antioxidant serum. You've got your brightening ingredients, and you've got an encapsulated form of retinal, meaning super gentle, but still packs a punch, and really is like a 4-in-1 when it comes to your skincare routine. This isn't the cheapest product out there, but I like to see it as that 4-in-1, meaning you're getting a peptide, an antioxidant, a brightening, and a retinoid all in one, which is why I can kind of justify the higher price point, because this just makes my skincare routine so simple. One product has 4 purposes. And like I say, gone are the days where you had to layer multiple products on top of each other to achieve the results. You can get these retinoid and other ingredient formulations, which just make it super simple. Now, this does come with a relatively higher price point, but I have got a discount code down in the description box below, which will take 20% off it, which does bring that price point down a little bit. But if you're wanting to do multi-active at a lower price point, then I actually created my own retinoid. This is the Mad About Skin Ultimate Anti-Aging Oil. This combines retinal. There is a theme in this video. I love retinal. It's my absolute favorite form of retinoid. Over the counter. Doesn't sensitize the skin as much as retinol, and you get better results. It's a win-win-win, ding, ding, ding for me, which is why I'm such an advocate for retinal. This actually uses that retinal, but it also has its potency boosted by retinol esters, which are a subset of super gentle retinoids. So you're getting that hit of retinal, but those retinoid esters to really boost things up and deliver you a greater performance and more results. But this actually comes in a really nice hydrating oil. So this acts as your retinal, also acts as your facial oil, and it's packed full of antioxidants too. So it's an antioxidant serum, a face oil, and a retinoid all in one. So again, that 3-in-1 approach means you can streamline, cut the cost, and this one is already super affordable. Now, at the moment, at the time of filming, this is actually on 3 for the price of 2. So you put 3 into your basket. When you check out, you'll actually only be charged for 2. That's my way of helping you guys, because I actually like to use this head to foot. Mix a little in with my moisturizer, use it on the body too, and that way every little bit of me is getting some anti-aging action. So I thought I'd do that 3 for 2, helping you guys to spread the cost, meaning that if you want to use this on the body too, you don't need to break the bank, because you can use the free one on the body, try it out. But just know, whichever one you go for, there are now some multi-active formulations out there helping you to streamline and cut the cost of your routine. Now, last but by no means least in the Hall of Fame section of this video, I want to call out super high potency retinoids. Now, of course, you can go to your dermatologist and get a prescription strength option, which are going to give you the highest potency. I'm talking about things like tazarotene and tretinoin. All absolutely fantastic, but not everybody wants to reach for a prescription, pay the cost associated with that in order to get their hands on it. But we don't need to anymore. There are now some super high potency retinoids available over the counter. Now, don't start with these, work your way up to them, but just know you can get that super high concentration over the counter now, and there's some really great brands leading the way. I mentioned one earlier, the Geek and Gorgeous. They do their A-Game 20, which is a sky high concentration of retinal at a super affordable price point. Again, not for beginners, but for people that are established retinol users, this is a really inexpensive way to get that high dose. The Ordinary recently launched there. Now, I think it's sold out about 5 different times on 5 different occasions, but their Retinoid 20, this is a retinal emulsion, feels beautiful on the skin, and again, is that super high dose. Same concentration as the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 20, both that high strength retinal, and I think this is delivering something really different, available over the counter at an affordable price point for people that really want to kick up their anti-aging game to the maximum strength. Now, finally, we also have the Medicate Crystal Retinal 23. This is a high strength retinal, which actually exceeds the concentration of the Ordinary and the Geek and Gorgeous one. Now, with this one, you do have to go through a little bit of a consultation on their website, I believe, but that's super simple and easy to fix. You can just fill that out and then you can have this shipped to you. Not the cheapest option, but this is hands down the strongest, most potent retinal you will be able to get over the counter, bar none. If you really want that maximum dose, this is a great option to reach for, but just know there are some other more affordable high strength options such as the Ordinary and Geek and Gorgeous too. Match the product you choose to your individual price point and budget. But yeah, let's share a little love for the high dose retinols, which are now available to us, meaning we don't have to reach for a prescription or go to the hassle of getting one if we want that high dose anti-aging. It's available over the counter as long as we work our way up to it. Now, that is all the amazingness going on in the retinoid world, but now we need to come on to the Hall of Shame. And as I said earlier, not to call out any specific brands, but rather I'm sharing these product fails because I think they represent things that we should be seeking to avoid in terms of retinoids. First up, let's talk about the Olay Retinol Max. This is a product which is unfortunately one of the best selling retinoids on the market, but they don't disclose the percentage. You have literally no idea what you're putting on your skin. Now, thanks to a little bit of investigative work, we now know that the strength of this is actually a 0.2% retinol, which is ridiculously low. The only max thing about this is the amount of hydrators that they're putting in it. So as a moisturizer, this is fine. As a retinoid, you're going to get next to 0 results because it's got such a low dose. And people shouldn't have to put on their like Miss Marple Poirot detective hat on in order to get to the bottom of what percentage is in a product. If it wasn't for recent changes to EU legislation, I don't think we'd actually ever know what the strength of this was. Only go with retinoids that have a disclosed percentage on the bottle so you know exactly what you're using. This is transparency is what we should expect, because if you use the wrong dose of retinoid, you can end up with a lot of side effects and irritation. You need to start gradual and work your way up, and we can't do that if we have no idea what we're putting on our skin. It's not just Olay that do this, lots of other brands do too, but if a brand isn't disclosing their percentage, treat that as a red flag, walk away. Nothing to see there. Go with some of the great brands that do disclose. Also in the retinoid Hall of Shame, let's talk about the La Roche-Posay Retinal Serum, this little red bottled number. Now, La Roche-Posay actually do some other retinoids in their collection which are far better than this one, but this is the highest price of the options and their most viral product, which I think is such a shame. Because in here, not only do you have an undisclosed dose of retinol, if you really badger the company, they will tell you the strength, but it's not apparent from just looking at the product or on their website, making it easy for us to make an informed decision. You have to email them. It's a lot of work. But not only are they not fully transparent on the percentage, they also pair what is already quite a sensitizing ingredient, retinol, alongside other drying ingredients and fragrance. Now, for me, there are so many potentially irritating ingredients in this product, it's just going to risk increasing side effects and irritation. When it comes to choosing a retinoid, I like to opt for ones that are fragrance-free, colorant-free, and ideally free from any drying alcohols or other potentially drying ingredients. That's because whilst I'm not against things like fragrance in skincare, I actually quite like a little sensorial action. I avoid it in my retinoids because personally, I just don't think we want to increase the risk of sensitivity from what is already quite a sensitizing ingredient. The roche-posay clearly know what they're doing because they have some good retinoids in their collection. With this one, they decided to just go against what clearly is their better judgment and put out quite a garbage product. They're not the only ones that do this, but I would just say if you see denatured or drying alcohols in a retinol, run for the hills, avoid it. If you see colorants, if you see over-the-top artificial fragrance, these are all things that could be okay for some people, but for a lot of us, it's just going to dial up the sensitivity, and I don't think we need it in our retinoids. That hopefully helps you guys understand what to look out for in terms of holy grail formulations and what to avoid in terms of those total fails. As I said, this isn't a comprehensive list. There are so many other things that I could talk about. So if you want to know anything else when it comes to retinoids, let me know down in the comment section and I'll answer all of your questions at the end. And also, if you're really enjoying this skincare showdown series, you've watched all 4 installments today and you're really enjoying the breakdown, let me know by reaching down into the comments and leaving the heart emoji. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that stays to the end of these videos, part of the bitter end crew. And if you want to see this series continue and see other installments in it, let me know by leaving the heart emoji down in the comments because I really would appreciate it. Now, wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.